Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a review on my 2008 R1, and I haven't really ridden this bike in a long time actually, but here and there I'll turn it on. But it's the model right before they turned over to the crossplane, but this is what it looks like. Alright, let's go for a ride. This is my bike. Oh my god, it's a little sketchy going over gravel, but alright, here we go. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I barely ride this bike, but whenever I get on it though, it's a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, it still sounds good. But I'm gonna do I'm just gonna head over to the gym, get a little workout in before I head over to my cousin's engagement party. But until then, oh my goodness. Oh yes. Oh man, it's just something about this bike, man. Like, I've been using my Grom clone, but it feels so different when you get on a bigger bike. It's a little dirty though right now, but it's okay. All it needs is a little good wash. Oh my god, what the fudge, man. It definitely takes a while to get used to, especially if you've been since I've been riding my little Grom clone. So yeah, this model was the last model and body style before it switched over to the crossplane inline 4. Let me get over real quick. But I'm not gonna lie, this bike, it has a lot of power. It has more than enough power for the street. Like, if you were looking for a bike, a 600cc is plenty of power. You don't need a bigger bike, because while it is nice to have all that extra power, you don't really use it if you're just riding on the street. And of course, like, the power gets addicting, so you'll probably get a lot of trouble. You can have fun, but just remember, like, it's gonna probably come with some consequences. I've had this bike since I was 22. I've had this bike for over 10 years now. Since I had it, I got it at, it had 4,000 miles on this bike. And now it has 36,000 miles. But it's still going strong. Like nothing on this bike ever gave me problems. It still starts up. The only thing that just went out recently was the stator. But those are known to break anyway, so that's why I made a video on how to switch out the stator coil. It was actually the magneto, because the old one had like the adhesive started coming off, so it just wasn't, you know, it wasn't doing what it's supposed to be when it's charging. It wasn't charging the bike at all. Me personally, since I got older, I started to lean away from the whole sport bike, because like, especially where I work, I commute a lot on a motorcycle, which is fine. Like you can have a sport bike and you can commute with it, but it's not ideal, especially if you're in traffic. There's a lot of stop and go traffic, which I don't know, your arms start to hurt because you're always in an aggressive position. But let's do a roll. Oh my god. What the fudge? Like this model probably had 170-ish horsepower when it came out, and I mean that's a lot of power, especially because it came out in 2008. But now it's 2023, we have bikes that have over 200 horsepower, which is like a standard nowadays when it comes to 1000 cc's. Honestly, I wouldn't say I wouldn't get one, but it wouldn't be my first choice to get one. I've been leaning more towards the naked bikes. It's because they have an inline 4 engine. Because reason why I got this bike in the first place was it was my dream bike at the time, and I've always been a fan of the inline 4 engines, just because they always reminded me of like a Formula 1 sound. Like when I'm talking about Formula 1, I'm talking about the older Formula 1 cars where they rev up to like 20,000. And this red line's at almost 14,000. And yeah, like when it's up there, it gets up there pretty fast. When the difference between 1000 cc and a 600 cc, I mean obviously it's the power, but I'm not saying those 600 cc's are slow, because they could reach top speeds of 160, and that's more than enough power for the street. Like on a 600 you can go to first gear hitting like 70 miles an hour, whereas the 1000 cc has it can reach up to 100 miles an hour in first gear, especially this one. As you can see, trying to overtake somebody on the freeway is no problem with this bike. mean, I guess we could talk about the dash. It's nothing fancy, it's just, it's pretty old school. It doesn't a gear indicator on this one, but I mean, you can always buy an aftermarket part for it, so it's not really an issue. It has the odometer right there, the temperature. That one right now is showing the the engine temp, and it has a time, a clock, which honestly I don't even use that clock because I take out the battery here and there, so it resets everything, so I don't even bother looking at that one. So I'm 5'7", and I mean, I have no problem like touching the floor with this. So when I got this bike, it was I got it off a guy that built it up as a show bike, and I don't think he's ever changed the suspension or anything like that. I don't ever think he like lowered the bike or anything, but I have no problem touching the floor with this on both feet. I can flap with this bike. I guess I could show you guys a little walk around as soon as I'm parked. So one thing that always caught my attention when I seen this bike the first time was the dual exhaust on the back, especially the one underneath the seat. Like, it just gives it a symmetrical look to it. That's what it looks from the front. It is a little dirty, so don't mind that. And it came with the red wheels, so that's what I like. But yeah, it has a 2 exhaust right here. There's one on the other side too. But yeah, that's my little commute to the gym. But yeah, I guess that's my little review of this bike.